I put on that Google sheet. Basically, it's just talking about the race. So whatever conversations happen from it, they happen from it. I already prefaced the episode that came out today. I already prefaced this might be my last episode ever. Like I might legitimately get canceled. So
hashtag goals.
Yeah, something like that. All right, I'm gonna mute us and then we'll bring in music. We'll make a thing. Cool.
Do the thing.
Dope. Welcome to Run With Purpose. This is episode number 103. And for those of you that are new to the show, my name is Flores. And I'm so very glad that you found this podcast. Would love if you would subscribe. And as always, you can reach out to me on all the socials at flores.run. Today, we've got a show. It's going to be a fun one, I think. We talked about it last week. I've got my buddies Chad and Josh on the show today. These guys have been running with me for as long as I can remember. Chad actually did my first state with me. And these guys are both going to be hopefully making it to state number 50 at the end of the year. Fingers crossed that nothing, where's my wood? I mean, knock on wood that nothing happens in that time. But a few weeks ago, we had some fun over in Disney, ran a few races, ran some miles. And there's just a lot of nonsense that happened that weekend. So wanted to get them on the show to kind of talk about it. Guys, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
We should probably tell them how we actually met, creepily in a park.
I'm canceled instantly. Yeah, Chad and I met because I stalked him on, was it Runkeeper? Is that the app?
Runkeeper.
Yeah.
Wow, that's I don't know if I knew this.
That's dating us for sure.
Yeah.
That's real creepy.
We were on Runkeeper, and the creepiest part about it is we were friends on Runkeeper, and then I realized I trained his wife at BMW. Like, she started at BMW, and I was like, hey, I know your husband. And then our first run together was literally us just meeting at Sharon Woods.
So I didn't know the precursor to the stalking on Runkeeper. That's funny.
Yeah, that's when I was like, I need to find running people that, like, who else can run with me? And I was like, this weirdo. He had hair, and he looked tall.
Were you on your knees? Oh, wait.
All right. But yeah, and then I think Josh, you and I met. My guess is possum. It had to be.
Yeah, possum, I would say. Yeah.
Because you did first
possum,
one, right?
and I think I did not. I did the second.
So we must have met at like maybe Seamus. Like
yeah, probably. I think it was a possum event.
Yeah.
And I think then we randomly run into each other at Chicago in the corral.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I remember seeing your car on the way to Indy. Been like, who's
the
really? Possum sticker? And then I literally asked in the possum room, and you're like, it's me. And then that's the day that it was semi-warm. We were almost getting hit by cars, and you were wearing all black.
Yes, all that.
Yeah.
How did we meet?
Probably possum.
I don't know. I totally forgot.
It would be possum,
it was so not memorable.
Yeah.
I have no idea, actually. Now that you mention it, like, how did we meet? It was definitely a possum thing, I'm sure, but it was not specific to. I don't know.
Well, you guys both ran. The first possum you both did was second possum, right, Chad? Because you didn't do first one, Chad. Did you do second one?
Yeah, I think so, because I remember coming to watch you at the first one, going, "This seems stupid. All right, sign me up." Immediately regretted it.
Sounds about right.
And then the third year we did pig and then possum.
Yeah.
The back-to-back weekends.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that was the second year I did the pig. But yeah, we've had some running adventures, and it's been great. The guys came last summer to Minneapolis, and we ran. That was at Lola's. Wachovia. I don't think it's not what it was called. What was it?
Yeah, right.
Or what? Yeah, I just call it Wachovia.
Like
Why not? But yeah, Josh has been
Waconia.
Waconia. There
Right
it is.
there. Yeah.
I think I just threw away that medal. That's like the stubborn, like we can get into me being a dick with not wanting to take pictures with 5K and 10K, but so Josh has been a Disney fan and been running the races for a while, and I did Goofy back 2015, and then we kept saying, hey, we need to do Dopey at some point. That's kind of what turned into this. I remember the day we had to register, Chad was, I think you were working all day. That's why we had to like do your stuff, right? And Josh and I basically sat on hold with
in the queue.
In the queue. We're working on it.
Yeah. For what? 4 hours? I don't know. Eternity?
Something
Longer
like that.
than
It was
that.
a long time. Because I remember like, hey,
I think it
need
opened
to
at
do
10
work.
or 11. Yeah. Yeah. I had multiple computers and browsers up waiting to get signed up, and then it just didn't happen for long periods of time.
But we got in.
Yeah, sure did.
A lot of people didn't, but we all did.
And then there's me sitting there like, oh my God, did we get in? Did I get in? Did they get in without me?
That is true, because we signed up before we signed you up. So Josh and I were definitely going to get in.
Yeah, we were there. Not our fault.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear from you for a while.
And then heading to Disney, I guess we had the Southwest debacle of 2022, 2023, if we want to call it. Kayla and I obviously got crazy delayed, and then you guys worried about kind of getting down, but you guys made it in time too. So
yeah, we moved our flights a day early. In the past, I've always gone down day of Expo Day, to save the night, and then get down there first thing in the morning, and been fortunate enough to not have problems, but we weren't gambling this time. It was looking too questionable.
Yeah, Southwest has been a riot.
Yeah.
Kids are like
both times I went to Disney.
That's right.
A little bit stressful, yeah.
Because on the way back, actually.
Well, because weren't you and Terry and Kayla and I? We were at Noctera, right? When his flight was stuck because she was trying to reschedule him or get.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what do we want to talk about with the races? I thought we could just free flow it. I don't know if we want to talk like in order about the things that went down. Most of it's making fun of Chad with the wait staff, but
with the
it
what?
Might be,
oh yeah.
Oh, geez.
Kids meal.
It might be. It might be. We'll be able to remember the situation better. I think if we go day by day, or at least recollect some of what we didn't kill our brain cells over.
There was lots of drinking. That's for sure.
It happens.
But we had fun. But yeah, so what, Wednesday was Expo Day.
Yeah.
We went to Wolfgang, right?
Yeah, Wolfgang Puck, yeah.
Yeah, and we had a go ahead, Jed.
We started off at
oh, that's
the
right.
Polite Pig.
Yeah. We started earlier, but you were busy with the wife.
I was with the family.
Actually, we started we started that morning at Rick's.
That's true, actually.
Mimosas.
Because we were already there. So, yeah. We had mimosas. That's right. We had started out there with mimosas, and then, Polite Pig had a whiskey flight there.
Yeah, that's when you had the old Florida Straight by St. Augustine.
Decided I don't like Florida whiskey.
Not a sponsor.
Not a fan.
Not a sponsor, but please send me bottles.
Yeah, you can have them.
No, this one's good. You liked that one, didn't you? It was a little sweeter.
They're okay. I don't know. They're too much. Too much. It's weird overly oaked.
At Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota whiskey. That's where it's at, eh?
Hey. So yeah, you guys were drinking a bit, and then I was with the fam, and then I had walked around. This was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, all right, I don't want to be on my feet too much. We definitely have a lot of running to do. So I'm like walking around with my mom and my grandmother and Kayla. And then I meet you guys, and then Chad's like, hey, I need to go shopping. So then we just walked around more. I was like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It was just a 5K the next day.
That is true.
That's how we
kept telling ourselves. Yeah.
Just a 5K.
Yeah.
So then we get.
That was a rough morning.
That was the whole alarm thing. So we go back. We go Wednesday. Went to Wolfgang. We had an amazing server named Madison,
Yeah, that's right.
Where we had our appetizer old fashions that she enjoyed. And then we just basically made fun of Chad, which seems to be like...
that's kind of how the dinner went. Yeah. Now that you mention it.
You want to talk about it, Chad?
I mean, all right. So Polite Pig, I had that pretzel that was about as big as my head, maybe a little bit bigger even. So that was not too long before dinner because I was getting hangry. And
product placement.
Hashtag hangry.
Hashtag hangry. We are hangry.com. And so, nice. So we go to dinner and I'm like, I'm not that hungry. And I don't travel well. I get that travel tummy and, trying to adjust and eating at weird times and eating weird food. And I was like, you know what? I just want a small little burger, plain little burger. So I ordered a burger off the kids menu.
It was great because he had looked at the menu early. We all looked at the menu earlier just to see like kind of what was there.
Yeah.
And we get there and there wasn't the kids menu. Like they didn't give us the kids menu. Chad's like, you think I can still order off of it? Like, I don't know. We made a joke. I don't know what the joke was, but we made some sort of joke about the kids menu. And then when he went to go order, you're like, no, but you remember that thing I said about the kids menu? I actually want the kids cheeseburger. But then Madison was just like laying it on because Josh had gotten, so we had our old fashions to start and Josh had gotten some wine. She was like 6 or 9 ounce and Josh was like 9, obviously. Chad orders a beer and she said 16 or 20 and Josh was like 20. And Chad's just sitting there just like, again, to the point of what he just said, they've been drinking. He's been eating funky food. We got to run 4 days in a row. And then she just comes out with this, well, you got the small burger. You might as well get the larger beer. And that was it. And she just earned a 25% tip.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
She
it was more, well, yeah, I got it right here.
Do you have a list?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, since you aren't getting the carbs from the burger, might as well get the 20.
I mean, it's not false.
Not at all.
It's true.
Yeah, and then she gave us free dessert, which was dope. We called Josh a child for not eating the crust on his pizza.
Yeah, it was just a lot of crust.
It was all that arugula.
That's true. There was a salad on that pizza. That is for sure. It was still tasty though.
Did it taste like grandma?
No, fortunately.
5 minutes in already. At that grandma,
yep, there you are.
Grandma.
It's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
So after if you milk it, I'll drink it.
So people listening, there might be some comments that are said throughout this episode. Just random things that were brought up, and we actually made a list for it. Chad made it a note thing that we kept track of. So you might hear those through the episode as Chad brings them up again. Chad did say it was your old fashioned, I think, right? That you said it tastes like grandma. It was our first old fashioned, I thought, right?
It would have had to have been. Yeah.
It was the second comment on the list, so it was pretty early. Yeah, I would imagine it has to be.
Yeah. It was the second comment on the list, which was the first, like, that's when we started the list. Chap's like, we have to write these things down. And it became a problem for the entire weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Problem or?
I mean, now there's evidence. And that's, like, that I think is where the problem comes into play. But we basically, have a delicious dinner. We make it back to the resort.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Josh drinks some more.
Wait, hold on a second. We skipped the expo experience.
The line in the expo? Or you guys did
just in general.
Oh.
Went to the expo.
Yeah, we did the thing.
It's important stuff, right? Because people doing Disney races,
I guess that's fair.
A big part of the deal if anybody cares. It was, they did the virtual queue this year, which is sort of new. And I don't know that it helps.
If you Run Disney, you basically got screwed.
Run Disney, yeah, the membership program.
Yeah.
So, which, just buying your way into earlier corrals and earlier merch. It's pretty much how it works, right? But all things considered, though, I don't think it made that big a difference. We still had to wait in line. And
it was still a relatively long line, too. I felt like we were there for like 20 minutes or so.
Agreed. Yeah, I felt like it was quite a bit longer than we didn't even go like the actual expo hall. Chad and I didn't even go there.
Yeah.
We didn't even check that out. We just went to the official merch and then get our bibs, of course, and then but those lines were, I mean, it was a good sized wait getting in both, into the expo hall or the official merch hall. And but no, I think that compared to previous years, it did feel like there was still a fair amount on the shelves, at least when we got there. I don't think people complained too much about. I mean, certainly complainers, but for the most part, it was reasonable. The poachers didn't steal the stuff.
It was a hot mess, though. There was a ton of people there.
There was tons of people in there.
There wasn't any good dopey stuff left, though.
I don't think there was good dopey stuff in the first place.
It's not wrong from the things I've seen.
Yeah.
Better ordering them off of Etsy. I ordered a sweatshirt off of Etsy.
Yeah.
I noticed people literally just like straight up stealing the like design on the shirt you're wearing, Josh. Like that design on like sweatshirts, t-shirts, on everything else. I'm how is Disney not like cracking down on these folks?
Yeah. It's just probably there's so much of it. Odds are they can't get you, right? Because there's so much of it out there.
Or Disney's like, we don't care. We made enough money off of you anyway.
At this point, yeah, probably.
It's free advertising for them too. And is it Disney or is that more Run Disney?
I mean, but both all under the Disney umbrella, right? So, yeah, I think that a lot of their stuff. I mean, I was actually talking. I followed up the trip with a cruise, and actually we met some folks on there at our table on the cruise. They're all Run Disney people, and one of the things that they talked about was just the pressure you feel going into the merch area, because it's so rushed. It's got this almost exclusivity factor, right? You're getting in there and you start picking up and buying things because you're just afraid that if you don't buy it now, you might not get it.
Yeah.
And we were talking about all the things we bought. They were like, I'm never going to wear this shirt I bought, but I bought it because I was like, oh my, because you're just like, you feel so rushed to get through that place. It's pretty, I wonder if that was thought through. That seems like a good sales model, but
I mean, I'm sure they did.
I don't know.
They did some sort of analysis to figure out, hey, if we can get these people in early, then maybe they'll do these. They'll spend more money here, to your point of they need to get it because it's limited. I wonder too if they do things like almost hold things back. Dopey stuff, I don't see why they would, but like other things of like, hey, for maybe the half marathon, like we didn't put everything out for half marathon on day one because we knew more people are going to be there. So we make you think that it's limited quantity. And then by the time you get there, you're like, oh wait, if I went to Expo second day, there'd been a ton of stuff.
They did a pretty good job though. I mean, like compared to last year was pretty rough. Even before the pandemic, it was pretty crazy. Just you'd walk in there first day of the expo and nothing, it was just picked over immediately. Wow. So it did feel better than previous years. I didn't find anything that, that people had posted online or anything like that wasn't there when we went. I think we did, for what we wanted anyway. It was probably plenty fine. We got our magnets, and I think I bought my wife more stuff than I bought. So. She wasn't even running.
Yeah.
Well, there is the purse.
There is the purse.
Yeah,
there was the purse.
There was the purse. But so we eat dinner. What did we drink again that night? Like when we got back?
Oh, sure.
Like other than the bourbon, we can get to the bourbon in a moment. But
did we go to Rick's? Did we go back to Rick's?
No, I
don't think we might have went straight back then after downtown. Yeah. We had dinner, and I feel like I don't know. That was a long time ago.
It's been a minute. But we got back. I brought a 375 milliliter bottle of bourbon from Dark Door Spirits or something like that. That when I had tried it, didn't taste bad. However, during my tasting, I then realized I had 6 different whiskeys, a vodka, 2 gins, and a rum. So I probably shouldn't have gone with just a random bottle.
Probably not.
That being said, we made it a thing where we were all going to have drinks. We actually had like a decent pour that first night, I think, back in the room. Instantly was like, this is garbage.
It was a full pour. Yeah, trying to get that down, sipping it was not not good. And we've been drinking all day, and it still didn't matter. That was rough.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
And then the other fact of like, okay, now we got to get to bed because our alarm was going off at 2:45, right?
Yep.
Like, so those that don't know, the Disney races, they all start at 5, but you need to be on a bus basically by, I don't know, 3:30, 3:45 to get down there, because the 5K, 10K day, you got about a mile walk. Half and full day, you got about 2 miles of walking just to get from your bus to the starting line. So we wake up early, we do the thing, we get to the 5K. That day wasn't that cold, right? 10K day was cold. I'm trying to like piece these things together now.
Yeah, 5K day was fine. Yeah, I think I wore a tank that day. Yeah, it was cold. That was a nice morning.
Yeah, we didn't need any sort of cover-ups or anything. It was the most beautiful day because old man here was not cold.
Yeah.
Every other day though, you guys are like, it's freezing. I'm like, it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
No, you do live in Minnesota.
Minnesota. But the 5K was interesting because I think it was just kind of like getting our bearings and understanding. So Josh and Chad had Corral A. My Celeste apparently had Corral B. And we didn't realize how much of a difference that was going to make in 5K and 10K day. Bloop. That was loud. All right. That was aggressive.
Yeah. That's having a party.
Yeah. We didn't realize how much that would like affect the first 2 days, because it took us like 25 minutes from the start, right? Of like to get through to the starting line.
Yeah, they've changed it. They used to do multiple corrals. Now they've reduced the number of corrals, but they've done multiple waves in that corral, and that slowed things down. But I'm not sure if I've ever been in B corral for 5 or 10K, but that did feel like an eternity. Yeah. It was a long time.
It did take a hot minute, and then they were like, and then again, the idea, and anyone that's listening to this that is already going to get like frustrated with me saying like it's just a 5K, or any of us really, because we'll say it multiple times, I'm sure. But like the idea of like starting a 5K at 5 o'clock in the morning, like I think we were back in the room at like 6:30. Like that's bus time, that's everything included. But like during the race, it was interesting because obviously being in the B corral, like Josh alluded to earlier, is this idea to run Disney people basically get earlier corrals because they want to take pictures with the characters. We didn't take any pictures 5K day, did we?
We skipped them 5 and 10K.
We would still be there in line had we tried to do that.
Yeah, those lines were pretty long by the time we got to them. Yeah, that's for sure. And and even in A corral, talked to some folks, and they were in A corral, and they still dealt with the same scenario. It was immediate. And I don't know. It sounds like that Run Disney, sign up program is what is got a lot of people up there, and they dealt with the same situations we didn't be. It was just amplified because there was more people in front of us.
Gosh, that's yeah.
But those character lines were every single line was just ridiculously long for the 5K, and then again on the 10K.
They had Mushu out in China, and I remember that line. I've never seen a line like this for a character. It's all the times I've been to Disney, it was mind blowing. This thing wrapped. If you have any visualization for the China pavilion, from the front arches all the way back to the pavilion, and then back up again, and then down and around to the bridge, going to the refreshment outpost. I mean, it was an incredibly long line. I couldn't even tell you how many people were in it.
Yeah, all the lines were like, you'd see the line start, and you're like, I wonder who this is for. And I can't imagine how many people are just like, here's a line, let's stop, and they get to the front like, this isn't who I wanted to see.
Yeah. They wrapped the lines a little bit, which is good. They wrapped the lines kind of behind the character. So at least later in the week. And I think at 5K day, they were still kind of wrapped in front. Mm-hmm. So you didn't know who you're getting in line for, even if you wanted to. But they definitely changed that. It was probably a good thing that they changed that strategy. It was getting a little dangerous with some of those lines.
And especially so the 5K basically stays in Epcot. You run a little bit around the parking lot, and then it goes back into Epcot, and you're basically just like super tight quarters. Like the 5K and 10K, we had a lot of it was a lot of dodging. I think my favorite part about the 5K is Chad hadn't understood how the photographers work yet. So like I
forgot about that part.
Yeah, the photographers, you can't see I have a giant LED light right here. the photographers had these giant lights set up, and then they were sitting in like green bubble tents. And it's like Josh and I, like every picture of us, it's just like, hey buddy, let's go. Good job. And every picture of Chad is like, just straight face.
Mean mugging.
Yeah, just mean mugging. And it was one of those where he just didn't realize like where they were at until last minute. Yeah. I'll have to post that picture. Maybe that'll be the picture for the episode. Just you, just mean mugging the camera. But the 5K day was a fun, I think, just like getting in the swing of things and kind of just powering through. Afterwards, we were gonna have characters at the end, and I think that day was actually like Mickey, Minnie were there.
Yeah,
Pluto wasn't there.
Yeah, we were disappointed. I mean, it's supposed to be Pluto's race, and not having him out there was kind of disappointing. I felt like they kind of dropped the ball all week. They didn't even have Dopey at the end, but I'm skipping to that. But that's frustrating,
Yeah, I think Terry made a point about it. Is like they were only really doing the '90s characters.
Yeah, they sure were
at the finish, which are like, okay, I get it, but it's like have Pluto. It's his race,
That's right.
Right. You can do the '90s characters, but still have
the original character.
The classics. Yeah, the classics have been around for a long time. It's all right.
Yeah, that's why it's a classic.
Mm-hmm,
Pabst Blue Ribbon. No. But yeah, so we basically we finished the race, and then we have to wait because the course actually went right by the buses. So we're like just hanging out because we couldn't go because there were still runners. But then again, I think we were back in the room like 6:30, 6:40 or something like that. Pabst Blue Ribbon, I had some PBR and I brought some snacks. We had some orange juice. So we had some PBR beer mimosas to start the day. And then
that's my new favorite beer, I think, for beer mimosas.
That's a good one.
Because that Budweiser, that did not work well.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you got to do something lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PBR was definitely where it was at. But that
was my inaugural beer mimosa. I've never had one before that. Yeah, really. Just don't know why. Just never came across it. It was delicious.
Yeah. It was like the refreshing thing that we needed, right?
That's right.
Mostly because you guys were giving me shit because I didn't bring more beer or booze. I only brought the crappy.
Yeah.
I brought 2 PBRs and that whiskey. But then that day we basically like split and went to the parks. Like, did you guys have anything fun? Because you guys went to Hollywood Studios that day.
Yeah.
How was that fun?
I got just look at the pictures. I got a picture of Chad mean mugging in front of the Rock and Roller Coaster sign right here. Actually, that's probably one of the better ones. I'd never noticed this picture before here.
Yeah, that was the selfie I took that I sent to Aaron. About riding the big boy rides. And then it started raining when we got off at.
Yeah. What I loved is that Chad never rode these rides. Okay, he didn't have a clue what he was getting himself into. He just went in face first and just went after it.
I feel like there's a lot of that. So Chad went to Disney with his family. It was just earlier last year, right? It was in the same year.
Yeah.
No, 2 different years.
Was it?
Was it last year?
Oh yeah, it was in Ohio.
March 2020.
Technically, it was 2022, sir.
Or
21.
Where am I? What?
No. You're right. It's been within a year. He's saying 2 different calendar years.
No, what?
Yeah,
it was
2022.
Was it?
Yes.
Because now I'm.
Dude, we've only been in 2023 for 3 weeks, not even.
But I'm
2
trying
weeks.
to think because we had
17 days.
Because
that's
where
true.
were they coming back from that Terry was doing? Because I was with you guys at Nocterra. I already lived here in 2022.
Dude, 2022 was just last year.
Yeah, I know. I moved here in 2021.
Yeah.
You came back for something.
Yeah, you were back for something.
Your shirt.
Oh, we did have a Hangry Food Drive.
That's what it was.
Yeah, because it was the Saturday we got back.
Yep.
From Disney.
Right. Well, you guys were having flight issues.
Yeah, we were going to try and make it, but
then everything happened.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so you didn't get a chance to ride all the fun rides, which is just like a reoccurring thing, but the whole weekend, really.
Yeah.
Between
so
Everest and Guardians, but we can get to that.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, they got into line time sucked, but we got in the lines and we did Everest, and he was very adamant about not going on Tower of Terror, but next time.
So
got to save some for next trip.
Right. I kind of want to now. I'm watching this behind the scenes thing on Disney Plus.
It's awesome, isn't it?
And I was watching something about that. I was like, oh man, maybe I should have went on that. That seems kind of cool.
It's a fun ride. I mean, I've only been on it once because the last time I went to Hollywood Studios was like a 2.5 hour wait. So it was one of those. Where it
was the same thing then when Josh and I were there. The line was ridiculous.
Yeah, we waited. We'd only got to do like 4 things the whole day. The lines were nuts. We waited longer for. Well, between the rain, I think we just timing wise, we just got all weekend. We were getting trumped by lightning lane people. You know, I think that kind of put a damper on it. But in the rain. But what we did that. We did Star Tours, which is cool, and then
classic.
I feel like we did. We did Toy Story Mania too, and waited like 2 hours.
Talk about hangry.
Oh yeah.
I was.
That was only one of 2 times I remember Chad being grumpy in the whole trip. It was shocking. One or 2 times.
That's the worst. What was the other?
What was the other time?
The 5K race.
I think it was half marathon day. You were grumpy about dinner. You thought it was later than it was. You're dinner's at 6:30. I'm like, geez, old man, settle down. It's at 5, but. Yeah, but it's okay.
Well, that's because we didn't have that reservation was on Open Table, right? Mm-hmm. I think that was, so we were just looking at
he saw the one for the next day. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I went with the family to Magic Kingdom, had a blast, but the rain, same kind of thing, kind of slowed us down, but didn't get a chance to go on Splash Mountain, so RIP next week.
We splashed down some beers at
Baseline. That's right. We hung out at Tap House for at least 2 beers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, and then we were sitting there trying to figure out because Chad wanted to go to Olga's, so made Terry get us Olga reservations, and we got in there. And that's how we ended the afternoon, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. I was less than impressed with those drinks, though.
Yeah, I think it's what you got, but I agree that you got to get some of the. They got a couple in there that are a little like the fuzzy Tom Tom. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's got that or makes your mouth tingly when you drink it. Some stuff like that.
There's got to be something wrong with that.
There might be.
It tastes a little funny going down, and then I don't remember today.
He was talking a little funny after it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Thought Chad roofied me or something, but
where did we go that night after? So we
went to Toledo.
That's right. It was back at the hotel.
That's right.
Yeah. So we went back to the resort. You guys had
we shared a steak.
Biggest piece of meat.
Monster tomahawk steak. It was awesome. Well, it wasn't really a tomahawk, I guess. It was a bone-in ribeye, right?
Yeah. That thing was massive. There's also some additional quotes there that we will not say.
Are you sure about that?
Chad's about to say them.
Chad's just getting started.
But that's when we got
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's when we got a nice bottle of wine, nice Spanish bottle of wine that 3 of us enjoyed.
So
you just
I just picked this up.
Don't worry.
So this list,
choking on his meat.
So this list that you have out here, right? I've been trying to figure out what these flags were. It's the flag of the country Chad. I just figured that out.
That's how lazy Chad is. He doesn't want to type his name out. He just has that top emoji.
I start typing Chad, and that's what comes up. So whatever. So
it's hilarious. I'm just now figuring that out. Yeah.
You're just jealous. There's not a Josh or a Flores. Well, I guess I could have used the Puerto Rican flag.
Puerto Rican flag. It's at the bottom there somewhere. But yeah, we had nice bottle of wine. Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa. Yeah, he did a great job. It was good. We had great service all week. Can't get over how good. I still have a to-do on my reminders to go back and make sure we make drop what do they call the comment cards essentially for the Disney cast members. I made sure captured their names and where we were at.
Yeah, they were definitely awesome. Stuff was great. Helped with the wine selection. Again, like I said, good bottle. And we finished that, and we were like, we wanted to see we went to the rooftop bar, right? Like, because it was on the rooftop basically. So we went to the bar and we got what was the beer we got? Because you said we had to try it.
Dura Dam Lager. It's a Spanish lager.
And then Chad got something else.
I got the Floridian.
That's right.
The Funky Buddha.
The Funky Buddha.
The Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
So we finished the night off with the beer.
Well, we didn't, because we went down and had more of your Florida bourbon.
Another piece of, so then we made the comment of like, all right, we had to finish this basically before marathon night, before pre-marathon, so half marathon day, Saturday night then. So we basically every single night just took a shot of it, like a relatively decent sized shot, to get it down to end the night.
So what led to you searching for Hot Pocket cargo pants?
That was at Wolfgang we were talking about. We were talking about Hot Pocket. We talked about
oh my goodness,
something being warm. And then I made just like a Jim Gaffigan Hot Pocket. And then I brought up like the Hot Pocket pants. Yeah, because that quote was from that. That was there as well.
Oops, that's not what I was trying to search.
No, that wasn't that one. That was the kids.
No, that was, I don't know, on that list. That's how it is. Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I was confused.
No, that wasn't the Hot Pocket thing. That was actually no, it was Hot Pockets. Never mind. I do remember now. It was Hot Pockets. But yeah, so that evening again, I think that's all we did, right? And then we went,
pretty much.
We got our bourbon and then we did our shots and then we called it a night because we had another 2:30 alarm.
Sure did. I have to say though, man, I thought it was the way that things worked out. You were able to cross paths with your mom and your grandma.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, and you all had a good time, and that was just worked out perfectly. I thought that was awesome.
So we had to. Basically, the situation was I was only going to go to the park one day, and then it worked out that my mom was going to be in town. And my grandmother was as well, and she hadn't been to Disney since my first birthday, so it had been coming up on 35 years. Was the last time she was at Disney. So of course my mom's going crazy. Josh had to download way too many pictures, which we talked about today. There's even more right now with us.
I got more to go back after apparently.
Oh God.
But just having pictures with Mickey, with my grandma, stuff like that. Yeah, it was really cool. I hadn't seen my grandma in a minute. So yeah, that was a really cool time to like just hang out and stuff. And then, just made the whole day kind of nice. Cause I knew they were going to be at the finish of the marathon too. So, yeah, that day kind of went, and then 10K day. I don't know if it was the bottle of wine or what it was, but I felt really good during that race.
Agreed. I think
maybe that's why I didn't feel good, because you made me drink that wine.
That was the only day you had wine.
Yeah,
that's true.
I was miserable.
Because you
were miserable. You don't look. I think you started to figure out the camera. It's like you're half smiling. One of these pictures I'm looking at. It's like
I don't know. I don't know if I figured it out for the 10K.
I think
that's when you guys just
took off.
Yeah, because you guys just like gone.
Yeah. So basically,
like, nope.
this had to be a mile. Like this probably had to be halfway through. We're doing the race. I think I think Chad's figuring out the photographers. We got some good photos of Chad, I think, there. And I might just post like a link in the show notes or something with just like a handful of the pictures so you can see the progression of all of us each race. I look amazing.
I need to approve or disapprove
every single race. So, I mean, just wake up in the morning and piss excellence. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, if you look at the pictures, he's not wrong. But if you know him, then.
Yeah,
I just knew where the photographers were. When I thought I was like, "Hey, yeah, smiles," and like after that, I'm just like, "It's the worst." But yeah, probably about halfway through, maybe mile 4. It was probably when we got close to boardwalk. Like Chad, it's not that Chad was slacking behind; he was holding a constant pace. But we were playing 10K was definitely a zigzag day. There was a lot of zigzagging that we had to do. A lot of traffic, because that's when we had to do that bridge the first time, right? We had to do that overpass that one time, and it was super tight. That was 10K day, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. That was the first day I think we went over that bridge on Epcot Drive, where that is there.
Yeah.
Oh, in the start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like around, we basically like circled around. We did that like loop, and then we went straight up that hill. The one where the lady bit it, apparently. That you had shared that picture with. But we went. That was super tight. So we were playing like the zigzag game. By the time we get into Epcot, we go into Boardwalk. Josh and I are like cruising, and like I look back and I didn't see Chad anymore. And I was like, that's not good. So like we're going, and I'm like, where's he at? Like, what's going on? And then I look down and realize like we're throwing down like 745.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's not at all what we should have been throwing down.
It was just, there's so much energy though. Like, I mean, that's one thing I love about it. It's not hard to do. I mean, you just get the music, there's constant music, there's background music. Everybody's so pumped and excited, and it's just hard to just, unless you're in the zone like Chad, just like, shut up, people.
I was just trying to take it all in. Yeah, it was the first time I've been there. Only the second time I've really been to Disney. So I was just trying to.
Yeah.
I was taking it all in because I made the comment.
Hey, man, like, no disrespect.
Right. I even made the comment. I'm like, I feel like I'm like missing stuff. Like I'm not getting to see everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And again, it wasn't, I'll make it as clear as possible. Chad was not falling behind in the 10K. Chad was holding a constant pace.
Yes. We were overdone.
Josh and I took off. But we get towards we get back into Epcot and we slow down a little bit to keep like looking back to be like, where is he at? Don't know what's going on. Around this time, I see a cone. I jump. I'm like giddy. It must have been the wine or something. Like I jump over this cone. And Josh was like, well, that's dangerous. So then the next photographer, I literally like point at the photographer, make sure they see me. And then I do this like, I got up pretty high.
Plie.
I got pretty high up in the air on that jump. Yeah. Didn't almost
wasn't too bad. And there's definitely about 2.5 foot air, maybe 3.
Yeah. For a white dude.
It's a good picture.
You know?
I don't know why it's not your profile picture yet.
It's gotta get there, man. You gotta
gotta
wait till this episode comes out, you know what I mean? Like it's
I gotcha.
You know, you gotta promote the episode.
You need to doctor it and put a like leprechaun outfit on it.
I need to put Chad underneath it. That's what I need to do. You doing your little thing. I'm just gonna jump over you. Actually, I know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow now.
Oh boy!
Shit.
But Josh and I were like taking off, and then as we got closer to the finish, and we realized we were throwing down way faster than we should have been. We like stopped for about 5 seconds and like tried to look around the corner, and we're like, well, we want to finish each race, but like, where the hell's he at? Like, we don't, we're like, okay, did something actually happen? Like, did we lose him? And then something did actually hurt. And then we're like, well, now we feel like jerks. But typical of us, we just kept going anyways. And we get around to the final corner. And so I guess we'll preface this. We talked about early on, there's probably a photo, I'll probably share it as well, of Josh, Chad, and I running the Flying Feather in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Where literally we all looked at each other and just dead sprinted to the finish. Like that's the funniest photo I think I've ever seen of us at the finish. And so we said before the races, we're like, hey, we're not going to sprint until marathon day. We're going to be clear. Okay. No one's going to try to sprint to the finish line so we don't hurt ourselves early in this race. Josh and I don't listen to ourselves. So Josh literally like gives me this look, gives me like a nod, and we take off. Like just dead sprint. Like again, there's a ton of people. So we're playing weaving in and out, dead sprint. And we have like the finisher photo of us like stretched so far across the finish line. It was a mess. And then we cross, and then Chad finishes like 20 seconds later. And we're like, so all we had to do was wait. Like if we wouldn't have been more jerks, we could have just waited and we would have had a picture with everyone.
Yeah. And for the record, you were barely ahead of me, but I think you cheated. I think you got the jump on me. Just for the record. Just saying, 10K day at least. Yeah. Yeah. This one picture, it's so funny. I'm like looking back at this picture. You're like looking just crazy happy, man. You're like, yeah. And I'm like, I look like I'm dying, for the record, right? Like I'm like, I don't know if as we're crossing the 10K finish line anyway. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway.
But then Chad crossed, we hung out, and did anything crazy happen that day? I had to work. So you guys went to.
Oh, that's right. We went to Magic Kingdom.
Right? I had to work.
Yeah, we waited in a lot of lines. You know.
Did we try taking a nap that day?
Oh, I think we did take a nap that day. Yeah.
No, you took a nap. I don't know. I might have.
Chad slept a little bit because I took a shower, came out, and he was like lights out. That's right. Yeah, because you woke up and I was on my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a nap day for me. I think that was the only day I got a nap in, which it was super necessary. But we got to go ride Splash Mountain for the last time, and in Chad's case, the first time. Yeah. We did Space Mountain. What else did we do? We got the rides in. We got a few rides in. We missed Big Thunder though, didn't we?
You can get Thunder Railroad in?
Yeah, Space Mountain, Splash Mountain.
You got to get the mountains in. That's like the.
I think that's all we got to. We got there kind of late. I don't think we did a ton.
You guys did get there relatively
Splash
late.
Mountain. It took us forever to get through Splash Mountain.
Ugh, another line we waited forever in. Yeah,
but that makes sense with this. Again, I was trying to wait in there, but every time I went there, like it's either down, like it didn't open until almost noon, and I got there like 8:30 that one day.
And we got there.
Oh, we did Haunted Mansion too, I guess.
Oh yeah. Because we rode a ride, we had lunch.
We walked on that ride.
Really?
And
I guess it rained. I was there the day it rained, and you forget any of those like inside line rides. Forget it. Those lines were. I think it was like a 75-minute wait for Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I think the line said it was like 40, 50 or something like that, and we basically got there at the right time, and it was like a 20-minute wait tops. So nice. I mean, we basically continued walking through, and Chad got to play in the little graveyard area. It's like a toddler.
That is a fun little area, though.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So then that would have been Friday night. Dinner Friday night was
pizza. Boardwalk.
Was it
Boardwalk?
Oh yeah, wait, how do you say it? Tortorno El Fordo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Marianne?
That's right.
Yeah, she was super nice. Josh and I got a bottle. Well, so I ordered a bottle. I got a bottle of wine, thinking that Chad was also going to have it. And then he's like, no, I have a Peroni. And she's like, yeah, bro, but we're out.
It's an Italian restaurant. How are you out of Peroni?
Because it's America. Distribution challenges.
I remember I made that joke about they got PBR though. And he was like, where's the PBR? I'm like, it was a joke.
Yeah, we didn't take any pictures of food that night except for Chad. Get the kids' pizza
that night. I did not get the kids' pizza
because she said it
looks pretty small in this picture.
She said it would be, it wouldn't be cost advantageous. Basically, she's like, just get the regular size pizza because by the time you add pepperoni or whatever, it would have been the same cost.
Yeah.
I don't know. My pizza would be twice as big. Just saying. I'm going through photos as we're talking about this, so I remember everything.
It's not the first time Chad's heard that.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Oh, wait, what?
Say what now?
So
I might need
I don't want to jump. Yeah, go get me some more too. I'm kind of empty.
I've got like one more pour left.
I just finished my bottle.
I'm gonna have to go off camera and go take a trip upstairs.
I might get divorced if I go up and get a bottle.
And boy.
Well, what were you gonna say, Josh?
So I was wondering here, Chad. Look, that chick's got a wiener on her head. Do you remember the story behind that? Or are we getting too far ahead of ourselves? I don't remember that one.
Was that at Hollywood Studios?
That was.
I don't know. It's in the list.
That was one of the races, right?
No.
Was that the chick that had
you guys
the flamingo thing?
You told me about it later.
No, she had the slinky dog on her head.
Oh, that wasn't a park. That was at Hollywood Studios. She had the slinky dog on her head.
It's not like she had, right. The male genitalia just like on her head.
Or a hot dog. There's a PG way to look at that as well.
That too. I used good words. I contained myself.
Did you know?
Sure. All I'll do though is I'll just put a censor beep over it, so then people will have like, "What did he say?" Like he didn't say anything bad at all, but it's like she had
even better. Yeah, leave people wondering. Yeah. The one lady was literally fisting.
So this was 10K day.
What?
That was 10K day. That was the ladies we were trying to like weave in and out of. And this lady was literally just had like her fist walking like this as hard as she could. And we almost
I caught that in my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're behind in the quotes because I'm trying to catch up here.
What you forgot about, did you get it on my shoes?
Yeah, I skipped that on purpose.
I didn't say we have to go through the list. I said things might be coming from the list.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Makes sense.
That just came in my mouth.
That was your steak.
Jeez.
That's the one that I wasn't going to say.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So we had a good dinner that night. And then
had to go and have that bourbon.
Is that all we did? Is that what we did? Because we went back.
We crushed that thing. It was
Studios. We finished that bourbon. Full disclosure, Chad, we gave you the largest cup. We didn't tell you that at the time. But Josh and I gave you the largest cup. We made sure we hit it.
Totally did.
I still put it down like a man.
Good for you.
I'm going to add that to my list.
No regrets.
So then we get to half marathon day.
That's right.
Is that where we are?
We sure did.
I think that's
we sure did.
We got there. So because again the corral situation, doing Goofy before, I kind of knew a little bit about the walk. So Chad got to experience the 2-mile walk for the first time. But
where are we? Where are we going?
Yeah, like just straight down, like there's trees. There's no like you're just taking a couple lefts, and you're like, why did we just make a full circle to get to this spot?
I feared
But this was really nice being in B. We were actually a lot closer than we were the 5K, 10K day. I think we crossed the start line at like 6 or 7 minutes after the gun, which was fantastic.
Well, had we been in A,
there's that.
Okay, tell me how many characters did we have to wait in line for? Like
not that many, but still, 5K and 10K day might have been. We might not have stopped either. That's fine. Yeah.
I still
all right, fine.
But we stopped.
That's fair.
Half marathon, like again, another really good running day. I think it was a little colder that day.
Yeah.
I broke out a t-shirt that day. I was supposed to wear a tank, and I had to bring a t-shirt out.
I had my snowsuit on, I think.
You did. Because Kayla looked at the picture. She's like, "What is Chad wearing?" I'm like, "He's wearing like a legit zip-up jacket." Well, no, that was your was that your Atlanta one that you're like? Josh was like, "What is this doing for you?" He's like, "Nothing."
Oh yeah,
the wind
we were in the corral.
It actually did do a little bit of something. Once I took it off, I was like, "Holy crap! It is doing something."
Yeah, it's a little.
Because it's just like Dr. Mike's scrubs or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
it's not scrubs. What are they called?
Scrubs.
Yeah,
scrubs. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
The surgical ones that they
the throwaways. Yeah, the throwaways.
Yes, yeah, it's that same material.
Yeah,
I opted for the Mylar blanket. That's I think become the starting line jam. Works out pretty well.
Yeah, it actually did work out pretty well. But then again, half marathon. We had a pretty good race. I think all things considered, we stopped in a ton of characters.
Lots of them. We got Max.
You like a schoolgirl?
Yeah, Chad was like all about, and by half marathon day, Chad knew the photographers. Like he knew what was up. And Bell wasn't half marathon day, it was full marathon day, wasn't it?
No, it was half.
Was it?
Yeah, Bell was half.
According to these pictures, it was half, yeah.
Okay.
Bell was half.
We got Jeannie, Jafar, we got Bell, Mickey. Oh my goodness. We had all sorts of stops.
Magic Kingdom.
I don't think I even got all the pictures. So like I said, Chad, I gotta go back through. Apparently Jonathan knows there's more pictures. I don't even think we got them all.
So
from where?
I know I had some.
Internet?
I had some specifically from the internet. I got some specifically from my grandmother and my mom with Mickey, but I think there were some other ones as well that we missed out on.
I was flipping through and I'm like, I don't remember pulling these down. There was character swaps that I don't remember making. That just looking at the pictures and whatnot. So I'm like, oh, we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
There's probably like my single character pictures missing. Like, wait.
Yeah, I think there really were.
Yeah, because there was
like
a few,
Scrooge
there was a few
McDuck
characters where Chad was just like, I want one by myself too. I'm like, all right, let's go. So speaking of by yourself, I guess I didn't bring this up. Yeah. So after each one of the races,
you skipped over that.
After each one of the races, they have like your typical like finisher photo area. And the 5K, 10K, and even the half marathon day, I was just like, I'm good. Like the 5K day, you guys were like taking your individual pictures, and the photographer's like, hey, did we lose Josh, or did you just go to get more booze?
No, I'm going on a bourbon run. I'll be back.
All right. We still got him though.
Hey, I'm here. That?
Magic.
Technology. But we had this, while we were taking the 5K photo,
Is he peeing?
Wife's making dinner.
Dinner? It's 8:00 at night.
Well, I just got home from work and I jumped on this podcast. Yeah.
Priorities. I still haven't eaten dinner, but it's also 7:00 here, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair.
But it has been ready for an hour.
I've done dinner and I'm ready for bed.
God, you're an old man.
Well, Grandpa needs his time, you know. But we're taking these photos at the end of the races, and they were taking their individual 5K. And the lady was like, you getting one? I'm like, no, I'm just getting our group photo. And she was like, you've done this before? I'm like, no. And she's like, but it's just a 5K? I'm like, yes, it's just a 5K. I don't need a finisher's photo for the 5K. So I only took group photos for the 5K, 10K, and half marathon. Which sounds just like a jerk thing to do, I think.
Yeah. Oh, little Basil Hayden, eh?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, the toast.
Oh,
that's a classic.
I'm coming over.
One of my favorites.
It's a good one.
So yeah, half marathon, we're rolling, getting tons of pictures. I can't think of anything like crazy about that race off the top of my head.
Not really. We kind of did it. We got all the stops in, but you know, I can't think of anything that was too, got some good character stops. I still think my favorite was though Chad and Bell. He was very excited about getting a picture with Bell
by himself.
Yes, that was fun.
He was not happy.
That was your first solo picture. Yeah. Get on my picture.
Yeah, this is my picture.
Was it my first solo?
I think so. At least according to the one I'm seeing here. Oh man, might have been Mickey. You got a solo with Mickey too.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say Mickey. Yeah.
I was surprised how short Mickey's line was.
Might be right.
Like where Mickey was at with how short that line was. That really surprised me. But we had that like for half and full, right? Like we basically no lines.
We made up a lot of spots pretty quick. We didn't stop for any of the early photos. I mean, this is mile what at that point 6, 7.
5.
By the time we get to Magic Kingdom.
So
by the time we got there, we skipped a lot of the early stuff.
Wasn't it like 4 or 5 for the half?
It was like 5. It was mile 5. Yeah,
it's like 5.
Yeah, it was like 7 for the full. I think.
No, it was like 10 or 11. For
10. No, 10. Yeah,
was it?
It's late.
We did it like double Luke thing.
Epcot and whatnot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, half marathon was a good day. That day we obviously got back and we had run out of PBR from the first 2 beer mimosas, and that's when we got the Budweiser.
Yeah,
that's when we got the Budweiser. Not as good for the beer mimosas.
No.
But yeah, then that day, what did we end up doing that day? It was a hangout day. That's the day we went to the pool.
Pretty much.
Like we walked around, we went to the pool. That everyone was like, this is freezing. I get in, I'm like, it's not that bad. And then you get in, and you're like, no, it's way too cold.
Yeah, we got in a little bit. It wasn't crazy, but we did that and went downtown a little bit.
Went downtown, did some shopping.
Yeah.
Had some really, really bad old fashions at Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar.
It just
the service was horrible too.
The service was horrible. Yeah, and you know what Terry mentioned last trip that we had bad service in there. I mean that didn't used to be the thing, which is too bad.
Yeah.
They had some great. They used to have really good holiday drinks and seasonal drinks and stuff like that. But I've had that old fashioned before. That just didn't taste quite good.
Well,
not at all.
We made that up by seeing Amber that evening.
Sure did.
Amber.
Sure.
She was a hoot.
We went down.
There's lots of quotes that come from that dinner.
Yeah, we didn't get any pictures from that dinner at all. That was at Enzo's Hideaway at Disney Springs.
Yeah, I didn't.
We didn't take any pictures
I
there.
didn't take very many pictures of food in general. I don't think. I need to check through my photos to see if I did take some, and I just haven't uploaded them yet.
Yeah.
But that dinner,
I got my Peroni.
You did get your Peroni. Josh got wine. I got nothing and got made fun of for it.
Yeah, typical.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's an important detail in this full conversation.
Marathon the next day.
Yeah. Okay, you got a marathon. So
it's just a marathon.
We're ordering food. And I was between this salmon dish or this pasta dish. Josh had ordered the salmon dish. Chad had ordered something off the kids' menu. And I was trying to decide.
I did not. I do it one time.
Oh, yeah, all week.
Granted, I would have done it a couple more times had I had the opportunity.
Right. No one else gave you the kids' menu to look at.
Surprising, but
so I'm looking at the pasta in this, and I asked Amber, our server, and I said, "Hey, what do you think between those two? Like, which one should I have?" And she goes, "Well, how good of friends are you?" Talking about Josh, and I instantly both of us say, "Not at all." we're not sharing. Oh, sad bottle. We'll have to get you. You got to come to Minnesota. We'll get you another one. I already finished this one too. My Florida one's done. So
ain't no way we're going back to Minnesota until it gets above freezing.
It's 32 right now. It's a high 35 day, man. I wore shorts the last 2 days.
My bad.
I need you to come visit.
Yeah.
There's two of us and one of
That'd
you.
That'd be great. That's right.
But I have Total Wine. So
we've got one in Cincinnati.
Well, I'm not driving to Cincinnati. Neither are you. Come to Minnesota.
It's true.
Can I get this in Cincinnati?
I don't know. I don't know if they distribute outside of this area. We can look that up. Panther Distillery. Panther Distillery? Yeah. Or distilling, maybe. I don't know what they call themselves. Anyways,
Adrian Panther is the founder.
Adrian, go Adrian.
The more you know.
Yeah. Do. So we both say no. Then Chad, like, this is one thing I love about Josh and Chad is you guys, like, you're quick. You're quick with the responses, quick with the whips as they come out. And Chad, without skipping a beat, was like, "Well, you guys were cuddling last night," which then got like Amber kind of laughing like a little bit. And then obviously, because we just snapped back with everything, I said, "Well, you were holding the camera talking to Chad." And Amber lost it. She just absolutely lost it. And then she made a comment about like, and then her next comment was, "That's why this guy doesn't want to drink," pointing to me. And I'm like, "See, this is the full circle. This is how it works." And she made a comment of like, sometimes you have people that are, I sit down, I'm like, "Hi, my name's Amber." They're like, "Diet Coke." And she's like, "Oh, okay, sounds good." She's like, and then other times I have people like you, and it's great. Oh,
yeah, she did a great job. She was another great. Can't get over the service. Service was great all weekend.
Other than the hangar.
Other than the hangar, that's fair. Yep, I meant dinner service to be clear.
Yeah.
Although actually, we also had some good service at Rick's too. What's her name? Oh, Bethany behind the bar. She's always does a good job.
Yeah. She was a good server. It wasn't engaged like all the other ones were. But then again, we weren't acting a fool.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't there to cause a fool.
Well,
that's true.
That was us getting ready to act a fool, actually, probably.
That's probably early on, yeah. That was early on.
Yeah, getting ahead of you.
So then became game day, if you will. Made it to the marathon.
Yeah. Not even at the half point for the Dopey challenge yet.
Yeah, which is a funny thing. You don't hit halfway until what, like almost the 5K
halfway.
mark.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, almost the 5K mark is when you actually hit halfway in the miles for the weekend.
That's right.
I guess we've been saying it. Folks that don't know, Dopey is 5K Thursday, 10K Friday, half marathon Saturday, full marathon Sunday.
The other thing about all that is like going into like the marathon, like it was the first time I've ran a marathon and I think we figured it out, but I don't remember.
2017, I think, or 2018.
Yeah, it was so like intimidating, so daunting, and plus the whole training just was for crap. But all those miles just like flew by.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's like, holy crap, we're done.
Yeah.
It's one of the few races. I do these races a lot. And every time I'm always like, I don't know, for some reason, like wanting more. It's like, wait, this is a race. I should be done and happy. But no, I'm like ready to sign up for the next one. I don't know what it is. All of them.
Yeah.
Even after we complain about the 5 and 10K and all the drama with it, I'm like, I'd do another dopey.
Yeah, like
The wife's like, no, we're not doing that. But
if you're already doing 1 or 2, might as well do all 4 of them.
Bingo.
That point.
Sign up for the goofy seems silly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so we get to marathon. I think we're all a little tired, a little bit of drinks through the week, and it's been a week, and we started off and we basically said, hey, like we're gonna enjoy this, soak it all in, and I think probably because I think Pooh was our first character that day, right? Marathon day.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Which was probably around I was heading into.
Yeah, in the parking lot at the transportation center. Yeah.
Yeah. So mile 4, 5.
Ish, a little later than that. Yeah, 5-ish.
Yeah, 5-ish maybe.
Was that our first?
That was our first that day.
Yeah,
because
I think you're right.
was at like mile 1, and then there were a couple other people that we just didn't care about or we had gotten previously.
Yeah.
So we didn't stop it.
That's exactly what it was. We got this the day before, so yeah, it looks like. Actually, it was Nico.
The raccoon. Yeah, the raccoon. Nico was our first.
Yeah.
Because we were like, should we stop? I'm like, why not? But and I could be wrong, but my remembering of this, I think from Nico on, we got every single character that we didn't get previously. Like, I think we stopped for every single one.
Where was Ariel? Because we didn't stop and get Ariel.
She wasn't out, dude.
She wasn't out
there.
That's why we didn't stop.
Sorry, Sebastian. It was Sebastian.
Sebastian was out there. Day?
Oh, you know what? We did skip Sebastian. Yeah. Nobody want to get crabs.
And here we are, anyways. So we stopped at like every single character. Our castle photo that day was bomb. That's it. Like that castle photo was so much better than half.
Half marathon.
Oh yeah. The sun was up at the right point in the sky. It was perfect.
I was looking back at my photos from 2015, and we talked about this during the race, but I was so far back in the corrals. Like I was finding pictures of when I was taking with my GoPro of like the amount of lines that were there the entire race. So I had like a completely different race experience this time.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to the stopping and starting, so that kind of wore me down throughout the race. But it was so nice to be like, I mean, I think Pooh was the longest line we waited in, and there may have been 5 people in front of us.
Yeah, it was pretty short. Yeah.
Maybe Dopey. Dopey, there was a couple more too, because it was Dopey.
Sure.
I'm glad we got Dopey.
There were some that were a little longer, but it wasn't not too bad.
We were going to skip Dopey.
I was like, no, let's get it. You don't know that it'll be at the end.
Yeah, which I'm glad we did.
Yeah, good call.
Because he wasn't.
I had to go to the Bahamas to get a picture with Dopey. Sorry about that.
It happens. We got one there, so. But yeah, we took pictures with everyone. Had like a blast. I think like we were running. We had our down spots in the race, but then we get to
got a Pluto picture finally.
We get to Animal Kingdom, and the whole time our plan was we had 2 side quests, if we will.
Side quests.
We wanted to ride Everest and Animal Kingdom.
That's right.
And have a beer.
And drink a beer.
Been trying that for years. Both those things. Never made it work.
And
you're welcome for me being slow.
Well, no, I think they used to not open that early. It used to be you had to be at the very back.
That's exactly it. Yeah. And the opening times were a huge one.
They changed the opening time. So basically we literally were rolling. Right before that, I was carrying an Uncrustable, which I don't know how stayed together at all in that back pocket.
That had to have been sweaty and mushy.
It actually wasn't. I think it's because it was frozen beforehand.
It's wrapped in a wrapper.
Yeah.
I think it's sweaty.
Wait, you're supposed to keep it wrapped?
Plastic? Oh. Yeah.
Ooh. Coming in?
Well, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Chad, you need a refill?
I do. Will you bring some over?
Josh just carries a laptop, logs into hotspot, and just makes his way over.
On my way.
But I eat my Uncrustable. I'll have to share some pictures of that too, where I literally I have like an advertising shot of me holding the Uncrustable, and then I have another shot of me eating it and flexing for whatever reason. Just seemed like the thing to do.
Why not?
16 or 17.
It's not exactly a Viagra ad, but it'll do.
Not yet. It's not.
Wait, what?
Do more. But then we go there and the ride is open and we see a guy like, hey, come here for this line. And we basically like go straight through. We get the next car that's coming into the line for Everest. We get on the ride. Chad doesn't do heights at all. So we're climbing, we're going through the thing. And then it hit me as well is Chad has never ridden this ride. So if anyone's ever ridden Everest, you know what this is about. But there's a point in Everest, you basically climb, you do this stuff. And then all of a sudden, like it just starts going backwards for a little while.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it stopped.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait, is it broken? Like what is going on? The ride just broke. This is stupid. And then all of a sudden it just goes backwards. And I'm like,
yeah, it goes backwards, goes crazy, and then it continues forward, and you just have like it was just nuts. But it was an amazing experience. It did hurt a little bit to sit even for that 45 seconds or a minute to then try to get back out of that chair. But
yeah, it was a little rough. Yeah,
it was so
more than I wanted to admit.
We just ran right up and got right on.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I've wanted to do that for years. It was so cool we got to do that. That's you know. To the point that they opened the parks earlier was a huge win, but in the past, I mean, you could do it. You had to time it and work it out so that you were in a late enough corral and you ran a certain pace, and it was like the park didn't open until 10 or after, and that was sometimes tough. It was really difficult to make that work, and so I'm really excited that we had all those things play in our favor and we got a chance to do it. It was awesome.
Yeah. So then we leave there. We're heading through like Blizzard Beach, not very high traffic area, but again, we had
that is the worst.
But because of where we're at in the corrals, like we were still running a decent pace. I think our marathon time ended up being like a 5:06 or something like that. And we're still cruising like at a decent pace, and like there's not many people around us. It's pretty dead. Yeah. We're enjoying it. We get to Hollywood Studios. Had I known Tower of Terror was open, I would have pulled Chad and Brad.
Yeah.
I did not know it was open.
Totally disappointing. I wish we would have done it.
I would have done it.
If you would have said it was open, I would have been like, let's go.
You were too busy throwing chocolate at cast members. I heard the screams.
I didn't hear the screams. They gave us Dove chocolate, and I was like, hey, buddy, you want one? Because he gave me two, and I'm like, can't eat two of these, so I just threw him a chocolate. And then that was the photo. It was it Scrooge McDuck that where you instantly stopped and Chad and I both like almost ran over people?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I think that was,
it was just like around a corner too.
Yeah.
It was just like there.
Super quick. But we get there, we do that, we do Hollywood Studios, and you end up on Boardwalk. And at that point, like we're all kind of hurting. We're just powering through just one step at a time to get there. And then we make it into Epcot and we make it around. We get to America.
Cat.
God bless it.
America.
And
God bless America.
What did we end up drinking? It was 312, wasn't it?
312.
We got 312, yeah. Yeah.
So we got 312 and then just walked.
We did it
we
wrong.
Did?
We should have. I mean, granted, we had the epic sprint and getting yelled at by the announcer for sprinting.
We sure did.
We did get it. We got yelled at?
Oh,
yeah. You didn't hear that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, be careful. There's other people and this and that. And
we'll have to get to that.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. We probably should have done that a little differently, but that's okay. I appreciate. Oh, nope, that's fair.
We'll get to that.
I appreciate the fact that they were so focused on etiquette this year. I actually, in hindsight, I'm like, you know what? That's awesome, because in past years it was like it was just free for all race, you know.
I did not hear that though. But yeah, so we basically
right as we got the finish line.
We walked for probably about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. I'd say. Finishing our beer, people were like, that's the way to do it.
Almost
Cast members are like cheering us on.
Yeah. Cheers. Everybody's raising them up.
The best part is like people are like
that's
struggling.
The way to do it.
Yeah. People are like struggling.
Heard that a lot.
We just down our beer and then just start running again. Like nothing ever happened.
That's right.
Josh was afraid of getting arrested.
What?
I think that's why
Josh was worried about us being off of property. Like, can we have alcohol off of property?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if they were going to stop us with it anyway, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
We did get our sweet picture of us holding our beers and cheers and stuff. That's actually going to be the photo for the episode.
Awesome
I already knew that was
picture.
going to be the photo for this episode.
Yeah. We got to get rid of that guy in the background, though. Don't like him in there. He's cluttering up our picture.
I can make it.
Dude, he's running the podcast right now. Stop talking about him that way.
Oh, that guy. Oh, my bad. No, the Jafar guy.
Jafar.
Awkward.
He was tall.
He was pretty tall. So yeah, we get close to the finish. We hear the choir singing, which is just awesome. It's just like a super experience. And then we're getting around the corner and I see my mom, my godmother, and my grandma sitting there. So like you guys started like cut around the corner. I was like, hey, hold on a second. Saw them. Like they had literally found out the story. My mom, I didn't tell you guys this yet. My mom is driving in. They're like super late. They're trying to make him pay to go park at Epcot. And she's like, I'm literally seeing my son come in and then I'm leaving. Like she basically she got through. She's like, also the person behind me is with me. It was my godmother. They get there, my mom's going, and apparently she starts going down this way. She's like, there's no traffic here. She's just driving. And then there's 3 police officers walking towards her with like the assault rifle guns, like telling her to like stop. And she just thinks they're waving. So she's waving and smiling at them and continuing to drive at these guys.
Oh no.
What?
So they got her figured out. We got her parked and did whatever. But it was like this whole ordeal. But they had been at the front there for maybe 45 seconds when we showed up. Like they had literally just gotten there.
Wow.
What awesome timing.
I got to see all of them and stuff. And then, so then we go into the final stretch and I see the two of you looking at each other and I'm like,
I wasn't looking at anyone.
You two were giving a look. And I was like, well, I was already behind you guys from trying to catch up from seeing them. And I was just like, I'm not going to let them show me up. So I just took off.
You started it. We were not doing anything. We were just going about our way. And then you decided to, well, fuck these guys. Here I go.
But if anything, it did end up for some pretty sweet photos at the finish for us. But tell me about, I didn't hear the announcer stuff. So they were literally saying that we shouldn't have been sprinting.
Pretty much.
They just asked us to be careful. And, be careful. We don't want to hurt anybody at the finish line, and yeah, I mean, it was all good. Right? There's just been some challenges back and forth with, different types of runners and folks been a little frustrated with, one way or the other, not get to enjoy their finish or, whatever.
But we had nobody. I mean, we didn't really have anybody there that we were impeding.
Yeah.
Not like,
no, it was minimal.
Yeah. Half these pictures you see on the site right now, people like, hey, can you crop this person's arm out? It's like in front of my face. And there was nothing like that.
We were still
not at all.
It was pretty wide open, but.
Yeah. It wasn't like that. It wasn't really that big of a safety concern. They just, just trying to push the, the whole,
I did my part.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, like you said, I agree with the amount of times we heard pre-race of like, hey, if you're walking, make sure you go to the right-hand side, raise your hand, like do these, like they were definitely really trying to like push the
stop. Agreed.
Yeah.
Really pushing real race etiquette and those kind of things that they have not done in the past. That was the first I've heard all that repeatedly. Yeah, it was awesome, actually.
But yeah, half marathon and full marathon day, like I don't remember any issues with any walk. Like we had walkers near us and we had people stopping, but like there were like people, I think Josh, you and I were like running beside each other when we saw a guy literally put his hand up and start to stop, then realize we were behind him, then like sprint to get around somebody else. Like these people were definitely going out of their way.
Yeah, very different race. The half and full, the etiquette on the course, so different than the 5 and 10. It is so amazingly it's just crazy how different they were, from that perspective.
But yeah, so then awesome. After marathon, we got to take pictures with our 6 medals.
Sure did.
4 races, Goofy and Dopey, and had a good old time. We made our way to hi puppy. We made our way to Epcot that day and kind of just have some beverages, had some good dinner, which I think I still owe you money for.
I paid him.
I didn't get a bill.
We skimped on the he didn't ask. We'll get there. I've only been home for like a day. Like seriously, guys, like give me a break. I haven't.
The second you
owed
walked
him
in the door,
a lot
this
of
is
money.
what you owe me. I paid him.
No, that's not how it went at all. You said, "Hey, I'm doing bills tomorrow. Can you help me know what I did?" So I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'll put effort into that."
I think you just got off the boat and was like, "Oh, I
did just get off the boat.
Give me my money." Are we talking about you or Flores?
I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe.
That's great. Yeah, we had some man, we had margaritas. I'm like,
But we didn't go down. Here's what I'm mad about. We didn't go down to the bar and get any mezcal down there. I was really excited about some mezcal shots. What do you? I don't know.
I don't do
Not your
mezcal.
jam.
It's a smoky stuff. I can't handle. Hi, stranger.
Go on.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
She's gonna be.
Oh my god!
She's gonna be famous.
Oh
now.
my god! Jonathan's famous.
Not really. He just has a nice camera.
She's like, oh my
That's
god!
right. And that monster boom mic, which makes us, we're gonna sound like crap, and you're gonna be like, sound like a god.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Welcome to 97.5, The Jam.
I was going somewhere else with that, but
I know you were. Leon Phelps, the ladies' man.
That's right.
Dating myself. As well. Yeah. Can I make you a fish sandwich?
That's right.
Anyway, so yeah, we ended up at Epcot, had margaritas for lunch.
Yeah.
Then had some beverages.
love you.
Yeah. Drank around the road a little bit.
Yeah. And then you guys were tired after dinner, rightfully so. But for whatever reason, I had a ridiculous amount of energy, like jumping off the wall energy. So I stayed.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with Grandma's little baggie?
It does not have anything to do with Grandma's little baggie. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that, so we're not telling that story.
Oh, shit.
That's so good.
Oh,
I
my
keep telling
goodness.
people that story. I'm like, my grandmother. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
But I didn't tell you guys.
Now I can.
I didn't tell
It's
you
a great
guys
story.
like, what was happening. So when you guys left, I separated from you guys. I went to go do Nemo. Literally no one was on Nemo. There was like a family walking in front of me.
Oh, yeah. It's a walk-on, usually.
And they saw you and they were like, creep.
The ride was
Yeah, really.
stopped. There was no one there. When the families, they had to start the ride over again because there was literally no one on it. It just wasn't moving. So I did Nemo. And because obviously, it was, like you said, it's a walk-on, it took me the 5-minute wait. It says it's to actually walk through the line. I remember a decade ago actually waiting an hour for that ride.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
You went at the wrong time because it should never be a wait.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, it was spring break. I don't think it. No, I think we went on it because it was a short ride, but.
So then I left there and I was like, all right, I wanted to see the fireworks. And I was like, all right, so I have time. I went to Soarin', did Soarin'.
What's that?
The hang glider, big screen TV thing where your feet are dangling.
Yeah.
That one's usually
I
relatively
think he's probably
longer
never done that either.
No, that's usually
Nope.
a longer line
I'm good.
if there's people
Too
there.
high.
You probably wouldn't do well with that one.
Speaking of like that, did I send that to you guys? There was it TikTok? It was something about a restaurant that's like takes you up in the sky and you're sitting on the seat and you're strapped in and your feet are just dangling.
Oh, yeah. You did send that.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're sending on, but yeah.
I'll have to check.
Yeah, I was like,
That's freaky.
no way. No thanks.
Nope.
I mean, we still have to
I
ride.
did some
we still have to do
parasailing
the
for
hot air
5
balloon.
minutes. That was good enough.
I still can't. When I saw that picture, I was like, "Way to go!" I love it. But yeah, so I did Soarin', and then I hung out for the fireworks, and then I basically did like a random tour. I took the, I ended up taking the monorail, to transportation, and then to Magic Kingdom, and then taking the bus back from Magic Kingdom, so I could do kind of a little everything. I got back at like 11. Chad had to wake up at 3 to go to the airport by himself.
I did not hear you get in.
Really
No.
interesting. And then Josh had to go.
I heard nothing.
Josh
Which
had
is
to go
amazing.
You clearly had no
Caribbean.
problems.
Your bed was
pardon?
just like a disaster. You had to have like lights on and everything to clear that thing off.
Yeah, it was a mess.
You clearly made it to the airport with no problems, right, Chad? I mean, you got home in one piece. No drama.
Home.
That's what matters.
No
drama?
So I was freaking out a little bit based on your comment, right? About, Wachi goes the wrong way or something. So,
Did you go the wrong way?
so I get in there, right? And I get to the Southwest counter and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like pretty much the line moved. I got right up, checked my bags and everything. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. At first thinking I'm going to have to pay so much money for my one piece of luggage, but it was not, it was like 39 pounds. I'm thinking this thing is well over 50. I'm like, holy crap.
Got to get back in the gym, bro.
Yeah, right. Started that this week. So get through that. And then security lines are just like ridiculous. I'm like, what is this? This is so stupid. I'm standing in line and I'm like, just like checking everything. Is this right? Should I be in this line? People are asking, what is this line for? What is this line for? And I'm going, all right, what if I get up there and I'm in the wrong place? Like it's getting close to boarding time here. I'm like freaking out.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, okay. So I get through after like, I don't know what, hour and a half, almost 2 hours or whatever. And I get to my gate like 10 minutes before they start boarding.
You gotta get that pre-check, bro.
Yeah. Well, pre-check time, bro.
I kid you not. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at clear and I'm going, can I sign up for clear?
Go big or go home, right? That's right.
Well, that's what we did for spring break. We did clear. And like we went right through. I'm like, how do I need to do this? And Aaron goes, didn't Terry tell you to get that?
Oh,
she probably did.
Pre-check. It might be just time to just get that pre-check and be done with it. If you're going to travel
5 years.
It's worth it.
You know how many times I've flown in the past like year?
But you're doing it. You've done it recently a lot more than you have ever, right? So now it's time to do it. You got plans.
Well,
do it up.
And Aaron,
pre-check's where it's at. Don't tell anybody though.
TSA, not a sponsor.
Driving to Vermont. Like, I don't know. So she looked at flights, so we're probably going to end up driving to Vermont.
It's probably easier to drive. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
it's not an easy way to get there probably otherwise.
We're going to have to fly to Disney here in 2024 because they want to go back for spring break.
That's right.
I might be living there at that time, so we'll talk about that.
That's new.
That's not any of the 15,252 places you talked about.
Well, it's more like that timing, like we might actually still just be in Florida.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So after all the fun, dopey stuff, Josh got to go to the Caribbean and do a 5K as well. How was that ship?
Yeah.
Those pictures look dope.
So that ship was incredible. I mean, I don't have a lot to compare it to. It's actually my first cruise ever. We've never done the cruise thing and stayed away from it because Terry didn't like boats, and she had no problems. It was awesome. Loved it. Actually, it was wonderful. You know, I was one of the things that, I mean, I do a lot of Disney stuff, so I'm used to the kid drama. But I'll tell you what, it was great for just two adults going out to have fun. I mean, did a premier bourbon taste, and drank some bourbons. I can't even. Chad would have puked.
Premier.
Yeah. Like, Chad, you would have not survived this bourbon tasting, and I had to do two of them because
was it good.
You had to do two of them.
So the wife did not finish her bourbon, and I couldn't let that go to waste. It was, I mean, we had I don't know how to say it, Lagavulin 16-year Scotch whiskey. Obviously the blends, delicious. Love that. It's one of my favorites anyway. Glenmorangie. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Another Scotch. Macallan Rare Cask Black. And then the final one, which was apparently it's like a $5,000 bottle, is Macallan. What is it? Number 6.
Okay.
So it was some pretty crazy stuff. We got after it. So there's a lot of great adult things to do. We had a lot of fun, and 5K day. We went and did the 5K. It reminded me a lot of the 5K we did at Disney. A lot of the, it was a little easier to run a little bit, but and being in earlier corral was different, because it was. And they didn't have all the characters out at start time, so I missed some of the characters. And one of the biggest ones that we didn't see the entire course, the only unique one at Castaway Cay was Powerline Max rolled out. Chad's old; he doesn't get it, but it's fine. So yeah, he wasn't out. That was disappointing. But I got Scrooge and got to hang out with Chippendale again, and the Rescue Rangers vibe, and Launchpad was out, and so did that whole deal. Oh, look at that delivery!
Man.
She was afraid to get on camera. She like stepped around the place like it was like a
Caitlin
ninja course.
Mackenzie?
No.
Is that the one that we just got you? That I just brought you?
Yeah. It's hot.
Bro, you gotta stop drinking so much, man. I literally brought you both of those bottles and it was both gone. Both of those were in the boat. So Josh,
this is not the time for an intervention chat.
Before you got on, he was like,
he's like,
I've had this bottle a long time. And I'm like, bro, I brought it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I brought that one at Thanksgiving too.
This one's about to be finished as well.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he's
was.
Well, to be fair, he's got a pretty full cabinet right now, but I think he's drinking some of the exciting ones.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, like I find something and I stick to
it. But we should probably check in a few months and make sure we don't need an intervention.
This one I'm trying to get rid of because it's just
was it not good?
It's not
in a way.
It's too hot, too spicy.
That was like the holiday spice one too, though, didn't it? They had some actual legit spice in there.
Yeah, fireside spice. I should have went with because I asked you between the two.
Yeah,
and
that
that's
one
the
had
one
better
you
reviews.
said. I should have went with the other one.
But yeah, we've been talking for a hot minute, so we can wrap up. But
yeah, we have.
Overall,
I just got another drink. Why? Why do we need a? I'm ready to go.
To be fair, like I think it's surprising that I have to piss and you haven't had that piss yet, Chad, or you have a cat.
That's actually a good point. That was the other drama from the weekend. This guy peed more than anybody I've ever seen.
We were in a restaurant. It'd be at least 3 times every time we ate.
Yeah. Are you actually? How do we know he didn't? He might have just had a cup down there, ready to go.
This
cathetered up.
I don't know. You get to look forward to having to pee all the time when you get old.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Yeah.
I'll never be that old.
I'm gonna start wearing.
I'll never be as old as you, Chad.
next time around you guys, I'm just wearing Depends, so that way.
Problem solved.
Right.
Hey.
Exactly.
Hey.
Work smarter, not harder.
But yeah, overall, it was just so much fun, and I'm glad we were able to do it with you guys. And like I said, I'm excited. As I said, like State 50 will be It'll be a fun, exciting, emotional mess of a journey.
That's on a Sunday.
It is. So the crazy thing is Kayla and
Big fun Sunday.
Uh,
I told you about that.
It's a trail race.
That tattoo artist. Oh, it's gonna be a rough race. I sent you guys the elevation chart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's
not gonna be fun. It's too loopy.
You're lucky we love you.
I guess I assumed it was a road race.
Oh no, it's trail.
Not a trail race.
It's one of the tougher trail races in Vermont as well.
So Josh, I think we need to start running high banks a little bit.
I'd recommend.
We need to start running probably more than high banks based on what I saw, but sure.
Head to Mohican.
That's a good start.
High bank should be enough. But
just do sprints up big ass hill.
Well, what did we do that one time to get elevation? Remember, we just did like the E, and we just kept going up and down those 3 15,000 times.
You do it. It's 1,000 gain in 10 miles.
Sure.
How many did we do? Like we went up and down those hills.
Every loop's 300, like 350. So you do the first hill so it's 3 loops. So you do the first hill where the monkey bars are at, and you do the middle hill, and then you do the long hill. And then you go back and you loop the bottom. That whole loop, you do that 3 times. That's 1,000 feet.
We didn't do any looping though. We just did. We went up. We went down. We went up. We went down.
The hill by the barn.
We went down. We went up and down all 3 hills. We didn't do any looping.
We looped where Hangry started. That was our loop. You do up the 3 ups, and then you go and you finish the loop, and then you do the 3 ups again. That's the loop.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere else, but yeah. Any final thoughts before I close this thing out? Because it's already an hour and a half long. And Kayla's like, "Why?"
It's the longest podcast you ever had, right?
It's one of the longer ones.
Yeah. I just had to say, it was excellent weekend, gentlemen. One of the best I've had in a long time. Best vacation I've had in forever. We had a blast, a lot of fun. Got all the important things in. Running, drinking, hanging out. eating food, all the important things.
What else is there?
Yeah.
And then Terry
I
showed
don't
up.
know. Then the wife came. Well, she don't listen to this anyway.
That's why I say to Kayla too. Like, I'll say things, and I'm like, Kayla's not gonna listen to this podcast anyway, so it's fine.
Exactly. You say what you want.
She's literally over there watching TV.
Oh, you're in trouble. I heard that.
You're grounded.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for hanging out, chatting a little bit, having some beverages.
That's right.
We're gonna do this again in like November, right?
Yeah, we'll have to wrap it up. We'll do the 50 state thing. Maybe I'll bring my stuff. We could do it live.
Nice.
Literally right after the race, still sweaty, and just bring the microphones.
Right. What days are you coming and going? I guess we can talk about that another time. But
you also want my social security number on the air? Like,
sure can.
No, I have that already.
All right, I'm wrapping this thing up. Playing the closing music.
That's right.
Reach out to me on social media everywhere. Flores.run. Subscribe, leave a review for the podcast. You guys know all the drill. Hangry Gear, wearehangry.com. Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me today. Remember to keep running with purpose, one step at a time. See you guys next week.
Yeah, that boat was sweet though, guys. You got to check that one out someday. That was a lot of fun.
I can't.
I don't think I could.
No.
I didn't think so either. You don't even know. It's insane. Like that boat was massive, man. It was like a city, and the food was awesome, and the drinks were amazing. And
I've seen the movie Titanic. I know how that ends.
It doesn't end well.
Not well. It might for you. You fit in the door.
You would classify in the women and children getting on the raft first. I'm glad I'm still recording.